Hello! Seeing as you still get double RP and cash through to the 8th of May for playing Tiny Races, I'm here to help you maximise that by winning every time and getting that sweet, sweet top prize. Now, if you haven't played the mode yet, it's basically a stunt race with a fixed top-down camera, which is trying to emulate the old 16-bit Micro Machines games. If, like me, you hated it for the first couple of races, follow my lead and give it another go. It really rewards racing dirty, and to win all the time, you basically have to know the limits of your car and race more dirty than the opposition. The main skill you'll be learning here is how to pit maneuver, spin out, and or when to straight up bash your opponents off the track. A pit maneuver, if you don't already know, is a classic dirty police chase move where you push the front of your car into the back wheel of another, which causes them to spin out and in theory halts their terrible crime spree. In this case, you want to pit maneuver them, but you want to do it deftly so you can gleefully carry on with your race while leaving them too far behind to catch up. As if you slam into someone too heftily, chances are you're going to spin out and you aren't going to be catching up either. Don't jerk the left stick around too much when shunting, and try to keep relatively straight at all times. If someone pushes you, you need to know whether to fight back or steer into it or ease off the accelerator and live to fight another day. The beginning of the race can be very important and can also be a great place for an insta-nobbling, but be wary. You should always aim for a boost start by only accelerating when the green go sign appears, but if you don't get clear ahead of your opponent with this, just back off a bit so that they're not able to pit maneuver you, and maybe try and get into a position to do it to them. Power-up usage is also crucial to winning, which is another good reason to boost start and try and get clear ahead, because then you can get to the first power-up first. Unless, of course, power-ups have been turned off, but why would you do that? Who wants to play Mario Kart without pickups on, you f***ing idiot? There are rockets, bombs, machine guns, reversal, my personal favourite, and special cars. Usually you'll see special cars and reversals as you land from jumps, or special cars will appear on their own in the middle of the track, but we'll come back to those in a minute. The three weapons can be mixed up into pairs, or both the same, or sometimes on their own in the middle of the track as well. So if there's a choice, always aim to get rockets. If you aim just right, you can take out two cars with one shot, as the rockets effectively fire from each headlight, and they have the added advantage of firing forwards or backwards if you click and hold. Bombs can be useful if someone is right behind you, but I usually just drop them immediately, as holding any power up will stop you from getting a new one. Machine guns are useful if you're behind the pack, as they will only fire straight ahead and need a bunch of shots to land in order to explode a car, so think about whether you want to shoot forwards or backwards if you're presented with a choice of these two. And if you pick up one while alongside an enemy, think about easing off and dropping back to fire it forwards at them. You don't really want to hold on to machine guns for long either, as they will have the added disadvantage of needing to fire all bullets before you can pick up something new. You really need to keep an eye on the minimap while racing, as this tells you where power-ups are coming, when they're coming, and if there's a choice of two, which side of the track you should stay on in order to make your choice. Back to special cars now, there are three possibilities which all have very distinct uses and all can be very powerful. If you get the Ruiner, drop back and let people pass. It has rockets that lock on, so just fire like crazy when someone's straight ahead of you and you'll instantly wipe them out with one shot. You can switch to machine guns with X, but don't even think about it. If you get the Tron style light cycle, you better hope you're in front of people already, because it's a short-lived power-up. If you are, just swerve in front of them, they'll blow up on your trail, but be sure not to drive off the track or get stuck on a wall, because they might manage to avoid it and catch you back up again. If you get the wedge, just keep driving normally. If people are in front of you, ram them from behind and you'll scoop them up. Don't steer too heavily into people either side of you, as the back of your car will catch on things and you could spin yourself out. The reversal power-up is a must-have, and you can just keep driving as normal while you activate it, which I'd recommend doing for maximum shock value. Everyone else's controls will be reversed and they'll be skidding around trying to work it out while you drive off into the sunset. If someone was wise to it and keeping up, just keep driving your own race and they'll get hit by it again when it expires and turns off. Now, the final tip I have, which is useful whether power-ups are on or off, use the catch-up and slipstreaming to your advantage. These are always on in this mode and cannot be turned off in the pre-game lobby. If you are behind, follow as closely behind the car in front as possible. You'll get an extra boost added onto the catch-up that you can see by visible white lines coming off the back of their car. This is particularly useful when about to go over a jump, as you'll have this speed boost the entire time you're in the air, so you'll go sailing way past them at great speed. Speaking of jumps, ramming people before going over one is another great way to ruin someone's day. Be careful though, because it's easy to ruin yourself by doing this as well. Also, always be wary of other people's power-ups. If you see someone get a bomb, pray you're close enough behind them or as far over to one side as possible so it misses you. If they get rockets, do not line up behind them for the slipstream. Or get in front of them for that matter. Just try and get the rockets yourself, okay? I hope these tips will help somewhat. If you're aware of the power-ups and embrace the dark side, you'll be sure to win more than you'll lose. Happy racing, everyone. Check out my other videos for more tips, tricks and skills, and remember, race dirty.